Welcome to the Birth and Baby Business Show. My name is Anna LaGrange and I'm a paediatric nurse, lactation consultant, mindfulness teacher and psychologist.
My name is Liz Stanford and I've been working in the birth and baby world for over a decade. I'm owner of the Calm Birth School, I'm a hypnobirthing instructor, a hypnobirthing trainer, author and mindset coach. This season, we're diving into your most asked questions about everything from social media to sales, mindset to messaging. If you've been wondering it, chances are someone else has too. So let's get into it.
Our most asked questions about confidence and clarity. Hello, my name is Anna LaGrange and I am one half of Baba Business, the Birth and Baby Business Academy.
And my name is Liz Stanford and I'm the other half of Baba Business, the membership for birth and baby business owners, amongst others. So our question, we've got a couple of questions around confidence and clarity and they're very juicy. So I'll read the first one out.
Good.
This person has said, I feel like I need to have everything perfect before I start out of that trap. Oh, that's so interesting. I've seen this again and again and again. It's like a comfort blanket for people, I find. You know, they do their training and they're fired up and they're excited and then it's like, plonk, here you are in the real world. Now now you've got to go and make a business. I know at our respective businesses where we do where we're training people, we give a lot of help to this. Anyway, but even with that support, you do have people saying, well, I'm just going to create a website before I put myself out there, or I'm just going to do another course before
or three.
I do the training before I go out and get a hypnobirthing client or a breastfeeding client or whatever. And it's just, for me, they're just putting it off. Like, it's just fear that's underneath this whole, like, oh, I'm such a perfectionist. It's actually procrastination and fear that's stopping them from moving forward.
Yeah, I do think that's a big part of it. I also think that people have this idea perhaps even before they do their training, they have this idea and they're like, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be amazing. And they've got this vision in their head and it's like, it's pretty and it's branding and it's like, world domination and doing all these things. They're probably inspired by some other people and they either think, oh, I'd love to do that in my area, or they looked at other people's things and think, actually, I think this could be done a lot better and I'm going to do that. So they sort of start from this place of looking at the big picture, almost like the end result. And the thing is that if you're aiming for that to actually start, because that's what makes you feel like you're really doing it, you're professional, and you're not going to start. You don't actually, the thing is, you don't need all that stuff to start, because what's really driving your business, because of what it is we do, which is the service industry, is you, and you are you. And once you've done the training and you've got the skills, you just need to get out there and do it. I'm a really aesthetic person, so I really like, it's really important to me how things look, and I definitely my website was really important to me, but I didn't wait for it to get finished to get out there. Actually, what I wanted to do was get out there and work with clients, so I did do that. So yeah, I think you've got to, done is better than perfect, or started is better than perfect, all those kind of things. Just go for it. But I think it's really, I'd love to explore a little bit more what you were saying about what perfectionism actually is. And you're right, it really is a fear. It's that, the most common one that people share with us is that imposter syndrome, feeling like, you need to be a certain way or be a certain person or have a certain front, if you like, to be taken seriously.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes people are afraid of what other people in their lives are going to think. So imposter syndrome, I think, is a thing. But then I think there's this other thing that it's like, are these people like are my friends and my family and, you know, the people I went to school with who I haven't spoken to for 20 years, or, you know, my old, like, I don't know, university friends or work colleagues, are they all going to be whispering and talking about me? Like, what does she think she's doing? Or what is this, you know? And I think sometimes that can hold people back from moving forwards, and they hide behind this, well, if I just, you know, get my website looking perfect, or if I get my branding looking perfect, or if I, you know, if I look professional in their eyes, then everyone will take me more seriously. And, you know, of course, we all want to look professional, and we all want to have, and we all want to be professional. But when you're just starting out, which I think, you know, we can say that this person is just starting out, the most important thing is get out there and share what you've learned. Because if you don't, then what, you're going to wait 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and then you've got to go back and essentially go over and maybe even relearn everything that you were so confident and fired up about. Just get out there, get teaching, get moving, and everything else is going to evolve in, you know, in a natural way. But the only way they can do that is by taking care of their mindset and, you know, doing things which they probably learned on whatever training course that they were doing for whatever service they're delivering, but doing things like, you know, affirmations, regulating their nervous system by doing, you know, their breathing, moving their body, basically just taking really good care of themselves, visualizing what it is that they want and see themselves stepping into that. I think that's a big piece that a lot of us leave out when we're trying to grow these businesses that we've got big dreams and ideas for. So I would say the way to get out of that trap is to really dig the trap of waiting for everything to be perfect. Dig deep on why you're waiting, holding you back, and then start putting some rituals in place to help you move.
Yeah, absolutely. And we share things like this in the membership, and we've got our rituals that are there ready for people to use and start working on these fears. You've got to be working on your fears constantly as a business owner. I think the other thing to share with people who might be listening and really sort of saying, oh gosh, this is me, is parents don't really care about that stuff. Like, they do, yes, of course, a brand and nice colours and aesthetics, they can pull people in. But the truth is, like, when you start in your in-person business, you're going to be doing most of your sales and marketing in person. So yeah, there's a lot of nice to haves. Of course, we even feel like this. We'd love to have different things. I mean, we got our first banner last year. That was quite exciting. You know, like that we could show in real life settings. But you don't really need all of that. Like, what people really need is to have a conversation with you where you can find out what it is you do. And that's what parents want to know. They want to know that you're the right person to be able to support them. They want to be able to trust you and kind of get to know you. And that doesn't come from, you know, perfect, pretty grids on Instagram or a website either. So yeah,
definitely.
That seems like a great time to pause the episode and tell you all about Baba Live London. Coming up on Friday the 10th of October, we are bringing Baba Live to the south of England. Become the CEO of your birth or baby business in just one day. Elevate your mindset and finally start making the money and the impact that you want without feeling lost, overwhelmed, or that everyone else is doing better than you. Even if you only have a few working hours a week, even if you have children to care for at home, even if this is just a side hustle, even if money is tight and you've been careful about every pound that you spent. We last ran Baba Live earlier on this year in Birmingham, and it was absolute hit. You can go to the website grow.bababusiness.com/Baba-Live-London and read all about what other people thought of Baba Live back earlier in the year. And again, this time, we'll be helping you to get crystal clear on your vision. We'll be helping you to get more clients, and we'll be helping you to lock in your CEO mindset, all within a room of like-minded birth and baby business professionals. We can't wait to see you there. Tickets start from just £22 a month. So please do check it out, and we will see you in October. Back to the episode.
Okay, so I hope that has answered that question. And moving on to the next one. Oh, this is juicy as well. How can I stay motivated motivated when I'm not seeing results straight away?
Oh, I mean, I think we all feel that. We've all been there. We still might often be there. You know what I mean? It's so the roller coaster of being a business owner is just, just get ready for it, because it is a roller coaster. There's highs, there's lows, there's times when you are just thinking, what am I doing? There's times when you're thinking, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. This is amazing. Like you're gonna feel every range of emotions, motivation, everything. So first of all, just to say that is normal. And secondly is, I want to go back again to what you said a minute ago, which is you've got to have these ritual practices. You've got to have ways to kind of look, we need to feel the feelings when we're feeling unmotivated, when we're feeling like this is a lot, we're feeling something's not working. We definitely need to kind of explore that and sort of not accept it, but think, oh, say this is how I'm feeling. We're not into toxic positivity, but at the same time, as a business owner, you have to find ways to feel that, but at the same time still be able to be enthusiastic and positive about your business and bring energy into your day and your life. One of the things we do at the Mindful Breastfeeding School, sorry, I've been talking about the Mindful Breastfeeding School a lot today, at Vava, is we talk about cyclical living, and kind of how we might feel more motivated on some days and less on others, and kind of working with that a little bit more. So we help people to kind of to tune into how they're feeling. So even if you're not feeling motivated today, doesn't mean you won't be feeling motivated tomorrow or next week. So sometimes it's about choosing the right activities for your mood and understanding that self-doubt is so normal, but you've got to have a system, if you like, of dealing with self-doubt and fears and lack of motivation, because it's going to crop up.
Yeah, no, 100% definitely. And I think that is like really important advice. The other thing I think that is important when we're thinking about this question, so they're saying like, how can I stay motivated when I'm not seeing results straight away? And I think some of it is about being realistic as well.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think when you're brand new, I mean, what you're talking about, I think, is spot on, particularly when you're new, but also when you're bringing a new offer into the world, into the birth world. But if you're brand new and you've just done your training, like, if you haven't got a realistic idea of what it's like to set up a business and start marketing and bringing those clients in, then you're going to feel like probably despondent. You need to give yourself space and some time to uh, to start to grow an audience and to grow an awareness of who you are and what you offer. Because if people don't know about you, what you do, then they can't become your client. And I think if you just if you keep it that simple, and you just keep thinking, right, I've got to get visible, I've got to get out there, people have got to see me, then you've got more chance of getting those clients, quite early on. And just be relentless with it, and don't be afraid of trying new things. I remember me and you have both done things, haven't we, that in the early days when we started our first business, I remember you saying you got some leaflets printed and you put them out in local places, and we're like, right then, let's see.
No, I honestly thought that I would just need to decide where to run my antenatal breastfeeding classes, and they would just fill. So I chose two towns in a city, so Canterbury, Faversham, and Thanet, and I decided, right, this is it. I'm going to put the leaflets out, and that's it. I'm gonna not a dicky bird. And I soon realised that I was like, I was totally overstretching myself. And then when I focused on one area, then I ended up filling my classes because I focused on one area. It happened to be the area I lived in. It made a lot of sense. I knew people there. That's where I had connections. And funnily enough, just putting up a flyer in 10 shops wasn't gonna bring people to me. So that was a big learning curve for me. I knew nothing about marketing and running a small business. A bit of a humbling lesson, but a good one.
And it's important to have these lessons. And do you remember my story from how I picked my name? My first business name was like higher
The phone book.
looking in the yellow pages would find me. And I thought, that's it. Everyone's got the yellow pages. It doesn't even exist now, does it? Everyone's got the, so they'll, I'll get loads of clients. But
And everyone
anyway,
spends hours scrolling through the yellow pages.
okay,
Not just a
ridiculous. But
doorstop.
you start to wisen up to these things, and making like those kind of mistakes or errors of judgment, and having those kind of like early failures is actually a really good thing, because you start to learn early on and you can do things differently. So don't be afraid about not getting those results that you were hoping for straight away. Just keep plugging away at it. And honestly, this is what I see all the time when I have like really enthusiastic new hypnobirthing instructors, and they're like promoting themselves, marketing themselves, and then nothing's happening, and they're like, Liz, nothing's happening. And I'm like, keep going, just keep going.
Keep
This
going.
is such
Exactly.
keep going. And then eventually it happens, and they're like, I'm so carried on. I was gonna jack the towel in or throw the towel in, but I'm so pleased I carried on. So like, please do. Yes, what's the final question?
So the final question is, what do I do when imposter syndrome creeps in even after I've had clients? So we have sort of touched on this a little bit. I think it's, you start to get on a roll, things start to build, your confidence is high, and then for whatever reason, then you'll have a cohort that doesn't feel as well, or you had, say, I don't know, like, let's say you had 2 or 3 lactation clients one month, and then the next month you've got none, or whatever it might be. So again, really normal, but I think everyone's different. I think everyone experiences imposter syndrome to a certain extent, but for some people it's more crippling than others. And I think it's normal when that happens to sort of think, what's wrong with me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Why have I, stopped getting clients? I think it's really important to know that these things aren't linear. There's no business out there in the world where everything is just always on this upward trajectory. For sure, businesses do go on those phases. We've both experienced that at times, but it's not a consistent thing. You're gonna have ebbs and flows. And the important thing is to, instead of kind of beating yourself up about it, is to get curious and think about, okay, so what can we do? What can I do differently?
Yeah, definitely. And if this person is maybe having imposter syndrome about, like, rather than getting clients, maybe if it's focused on what they know, and how good they do, which is something I see really early on when people have finished their training. They're like, oh, I don't know, or why are they going to choose me over this really experienced person? So if that's where the imposter syndrome is is creeping in, then just be reassured that everybody experiences that to some extent or degree. And you might go for months and not experience anything like that, and then something will happen, or you'll see something online and just start comparing yourself to someone, and then boom, like, it's all back again. And it's really common with women, especially entrepreneurial women. And if you're creating your own business, you are an entrepreneurial woman, so it is something that you're potentially likely to see. So again, I would say, go back to those rituals, go back to taking care of yourself. Make sure you've got somebody to talk to about it. Like, we've got each other when we have those kind of moments where we're like, oh, what am I doing? How am I doing? Etc. And we can speak to each other. And I think that, that can really help, having that supportive community. Again, that's what we have at Baba. But just knowing you're not alone when it comes to imposter syndrome. Like, so many people experience it, and men do as well. It's not just women. Really, really successful, like 6-7 figure business owners experience it as well. So you're definitely not alone, but please don't let it get to the point where it's stopping you from doing anything, because it's not telling you the truth.
No. And I think that's so if you're interested in finding out more about this, there is you can search for TED Talks. There's some really good TED Talks from people who are really quite big and make a lot of money, and there's some really interesting ones about it. But also, as part of the membership, we do have a system for imposter syndrome that you can work through as well. So that is something else that you can get if you're in the membership. All right, well, if you have enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review, write a comment, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and share this with anyone who you think would be interested or find it useful. And we'll see you next time.
Yay! Bye!
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Birth and Baby Business Show. If today's question sparked something for you, share it with a fellow birth or baby business owner, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time, and keep growing your beautiful business and doing your work the way you do it. It is so needed.